Okay, guys, look, we need to be very careful. We have very limited spares after Gio's little hit and run in Baku, so be very, very careful. No more What was that? Gio, mate, look, just go stand back there out of the way, mate. You're a disaster. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Forza Ferrari. Today we have the Miami Grand Prix and we've got a slight issue in that we have no spare parts. So this is Giovinazzi's car. The only thing that he doesn't have the same as Piastri is the chassis, and he doesn't get that because he crashed his own one, so he's he uses the old one. But everything else you can see here is the best that we have available. But look at this. I mean, we've got a spare on the floor, a spare side pod, and one spare front wing for Miami street circuit with walls. So we need to be very, very careful what we're doing here. We are manufacturing things. There are, you know, we're sort of maxed out. We're doing as best we can to get the spare parts coming through. But it's only a 4-day turnaround from Baku to Miami, which is not very long. Halfway across the world. But anyway, yeah, so, you know, parts are coming. We just can't keep up with Giovinazzi's crashes right now. So let's hope that he's got all that out of his system. So a quick reminder, we are second in the Constructors. Red Bull is in touching distance, but they are slowly edging away from us, aren't they? And in the Drivers, Red Bull's first and second. We are third and fourth. And, yeah, we just need one of those races where we have a good race, they have a bad race, and it'll tighten things right back up again. So that's what we need to aim to do. And let's see if we can get Giovinazzi ahead of George Russell after today's race. That'd be a nice little goal for us to set as well, wouldn't it? So, let's have a look here. We're not expecting any rain, so that means I can relax a little bit. Circuit map, there it is there. Red is Sector 1, blue Sector 2, and yellow Sector 3. For the most part, it's sort of flowing. There's just those sort of the Mickey Mouse bit over here, and then the last corner, or last real corner, that is the slow traction zones. Top speed and acceleration is what we want. Now, it is a bit of a longer pit stop at 22 seconds, so we'll have to bear that in mind. A one stop is looking as though it's the favoured strategy, but the soft tyre is almost a second a lap quicker than the hard tyre. Now, the 22-second pit lot stop time does throw a bit of a spanner in the works to making the extra stop, but it does make you wonder if you might just make it up if you can get some overtaking done. So historically, well, we saw Norris won here last year. That's weird, isn't it? Norris won here in the game in McLaren and won in real life in 2024. So that threw me for a second then. So there we go. I think we actually would. Norris was ahead of us, wasn't he? I think we finished second here last year, if I remember correctly. So yeah, that's that absolutely threw me. All right, so let's have a look here. So reach Q2. Come on, God. It really annoys me a little bit when the board that's their faith in me. Like, just reach Q2, guys. You know, that's all we can do right now. So we'll go get fastest lap just to prove them wrong. Qualifying, we need 2 cars in the top 6. That's more like it. Put a bit of pressure on me. And 1 car in the top 6 in the race, and that'll be some money in the bank. All right, let's head off to Miami. So there we go. No rain, just clouds and clear skies. Obviously, it's not a sprint week, so I have a lot of time to get the setups right. Let's hope I can nail it, and I'll see you for qualifying. All right, so we've done free practice. Good news is no one stuck it in the wall. Giovinazzi did spin, but he didn't hit anything, so we'll give him that one. So FP1, it was Oscar Piastri in 6th, Giovinazzi 13th, FP2. We have to scroll down a little bit to find us here, but it was 13th and 16th. We do have older engines in, so I'm hoping that's the issue. And then FP3, it was 15th and 17th. So yeah, you can see here, we did nail both setups, so that's good. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do that for a second there, but we did. And more good news, all through free practice I was raging war against a bit of popcorn that was stuck in my teeth. Happy to say I've won, so the popcorn's gone, so I'm feeling much less irritated. Anyway, Q1 shouldn't be a problem for us, so I will go and celebrate my clean teeth and hopefully see you for qualifying too. Alright, so it was no problem at all. So perhaps a little surprisingly though, the AlphaTauris were first and second, so I'm assuming they've brought a big upgrade here. Those missing out were Ricciardo's Williams, Guan Yu's Alfa Romeo, the 2 Hasses, and Pierre Gasly in the McLaren. Alright, now we are on board with Giovinazzi. I've got to say I worry a little bit for him here because he is currently 14th and not really shown too many signs that he is up for getting out of the session. Now, the first lap as ever was done with both cars was done on the U set from Q1. We just did the one run there. Let's have a look here for first sector time. So Gio's going faster, which he has to. He has to find about half a second, probably more. And Piastri, where are you, mate? He's not gone fast. I wonder if he had some traffic in there or something. Piastri should be okay. Now, is anybody here going faster? Us, Sonoda, and Albon. Piastri's done a good second sector.
Okay, that's a checkered flag.
So Leclerc is out. Wow, considering Porsche is right up there and Leclerc was fastest in the first session, that is a bit shocking. Here we go with Giovinazzi. He goes purple in the final sector to the top for Gio. And here comes Mr. Piastri, and he is just a smidge off in third. So like I was saying, nothing to worry about Giovinazzi. He's clearly got things under control. So those missing out here, K-Mag in the Aston Martin, Albon's McLaren, Perez in the Mercedes. And then, yeah, Leclerc from fastest to slowest in that session. That's quite a drop-off, isn't it? All right, so Giovinazzi on a used set of tyres is currently fastest. So if a yellow flag wants to come out now, or a red flag, that'll be absolutely fine. Piastri down there in 9th, though. Maybe we ride on board with him and see he needs to get himself up this grid. And let's have a look here, see if anybody is going faster. So Russell hasn't, because he's finished his lap despite going purple. Giovinazzi on his new tyres, as we often see, is not going faster. Maybe he's just saving it for the end of the lap. And Piastri is going faster. Let's see. I mean, it may be he doesn't need to worry because no one's doing purple sectors here. Ocon has done his lap. Piastri could end Bottas. I don't think Bottas is going to beat him. So let's have a look here. Giovinazzi comes across the line. Is he going to better his time? He is. Oh, Norris has beat him. And Piastri has gone third. So it's second and third that we will be starting. But I tell you what, that's annoying that Norris has done that to us, in truth. But let's look at the positives. We're ahead of both Red Bulls, and Max is down there in 10th. So, could this be our race? Could this be our race? Alright, so strategy options. The one stop is the sensible thing to do. What we could do, we could start on a medium. And there's always the option to then go soft on the way home, isn't there? That makes sense, right? Like, we start on the medium, which is probably what most people will be doing. And then if it's looking like we maybe have a nice gap and we could do a 2-stop, then we can do that. It probably depends where we're going to drop back out. Safety cars, of course, could be a thing. So I think that makes the most sense, and it gives us the most flexibility too. If we can see the soft tire is clearly the faster tire, then we'll be able to call the audible and make the change. But I think starting second and third, we don't need to be too radical here, do we? We just need to almost hold position, just hope that we can get past Norris at some point. So yeah, let's see if we can do that. Alright, welcome back. Here we go. Look at those red cars looking very nice in front of the grid there. As ever, a big thank you to the Patreon and channel members. There's links in the description if you're interested in doing all of that. It is, as ever, greatly appreciated, but it's not expected by any means. Just keep watching the ads for me. That is absolutely fine. And I thought for a second then, we had Norris off the line. We still might. We've got the inside line here. Who has the least draggy car? And Giovinazzi's gone to the front. Yeah, quite comfortably in the end. And here comes Piastri. Can he join him? Verstappen's still down there in 10th. But we don't want to run our race by him, of course. We want to try and make sure we're doing our own thing. But if we could drop George Russell, that wouldn't be a bad thing just behind us. But anyway, Giovinazzi leads. Let's enjoy the clear track, shall we? And yeah, it'll take a few laps for things to sort of settle themselves down. I do wonder if there's maybe a chance that Verstappen has got an older engine that needs replacing, and this is sort of his down race, down on power and all that kind of stuff. But George Russell, look at that, is in danger of losing the DRS to Piastri as well, and Piastri is all over the back of Norris. So we might have quite a good race car here. Let's have a look here, and he's on a soft tyre as well. Most people at the front are on a medium. So that is kind of that, I suppose. Unfortunately, the back straight has closed Russell right back up again. But we'll see what we can do here. We're not going to break DRS, I don't think, although we're very close to doing it with Giovinazzi on Norris. But yeah, we'll see how this race develops here. Oh, virtual safety car, virtual safety car, virtual safety car. So we're currently second and third. Norris got back past. I was fine with it, didn't really fight it too much because it just meant we could start saving up petrol, those kinds of things. I think Verstappen's out. I think he wasn't in 10th. Let's have a look here. Oh no, maybe not. That's the two Hasses at the back in the most insignificant crash in Formula 1 history. It's Mick and Mazepin. Alright, so virtual safety car is coming to the end. That should have saved enough fuel, that little interruption there, so that's good. We're going to have a go with the tyres, because DRS is enabled, but not necessarily with the battery, which, as you can see, we've more or less recharged on both cars as well. So yeah, we'll just see if we can catch anybody napping. Looks like Piastri's the one that's been caught napping so far, in truth. So hopefully he keeps the DRS to those two in front. But yeah, I mean, if we look at sort of tyre life and tyre wear, the soft tyre runners, let's be honest, they're not. I mean, that lap's not going to matter too much because it's under. You need to go here, Piastri. You're going to lose the DRS. Yeah, because it's under virtual safety car. But the soft tyre runners, they're not flying to the front, are they? They're roughly everybody's staying where they are. So I don't think, unless we get an actual safety car, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think the extra stop and a soft tyre is the way to go here. So we'll keep going with the mediums, I think, and plan for the one stop. Alright, so we've got Piastri has fallen back behind George Russell, which is okay in a way because he's on a soft tyre and we're staying with him. I'm becoming more and more convinced that I don't want to do an extra stop, but of course what I've got to remember is a soft tyre versus the hard tyre is going to be about a second a lap quicker. So, yeah, I've got to remember that, of course, and just not get too sort of unflexible in the strategy. You can see here, though, on lap times, to the medium, there's not much difference. I mean, you look at those times, you wouldn't really tell who's on a soft, who's on a medium, because everybody's doing more or less the same times. So, Perez has had a crash, which is why he's at the back and a mile down. So, I mean, if we were to come in now, 22 seconds would bring us out behind Ricciardo. So, you know, we would drop all the way to the back. Even if we say that we're a second a lap faster, which we are not quite, we are to some of these cars back here. I mean, we would have to come in, you know, in 10 laps time or so. Yeah, I mean, that would get us roughly the 22 seconds over Magnussen. We'd still come out well down the field. I think if everybody else is going to do a two-stop, I think we're in a good enough position here that we can sort of copy them. But I don't think we want to risk being the only car on a two-stop and then having to come through the field, even if we are on better tyres. So I think the plan stays as it is, and we know that we can switch to the soft at the end if we need to. Alright, so I'm having another change of heart here. What I'm thinking, so the soft tyre runs are starting to come in. Now what that means is that a lot of these cars are dropping away. I'm starting to wonder, given that we've got a Red Bull behind us that's going to be doing this, do we, with one of them, which I assume would be Piastri, given that he's sort of second car in line, do we come in, put on a soft tyre? Now we're going to come out, yes, we'll come out behind these medium runners here, but old medium tyres onto a fresh soft tyre, we should be able to get past them without too much trouble at all. And then we've ended up splitting the strategy. What we've got here is Piastri is just struggling maybe a little bit to run the pace of the front two. He's used up more tyre trying to do it. We have dropped, you can see that Russell and Porsche have dropped right off. So we've dropped them. So yeah, I'm just wondering if there's going to be a little gap that opens up. You can see here we'll be looking at sights. So he has made a stop. So he's on a different strategy. Maybe it's just not going to quite work. But I'm just wondering if there might be a little gap that opens up for us to drop a car back into. And then we can sort of see what works out best. But anyway, what I'm worried about is the hard tyre being that much slower than the soft tyres if we have someone like a Russell coming out onto a soft tyre. Yeah, and we sort of get caught out a little bit, but we'll see. Alright, I have changed my mind. We're going to... There's nothing like, a nailed-on strategy where you don't change your mind. These guys here are doing 33s, and we're doing like 35s, 36s. And that's on an old medium tyre to a new soft, but that means we're going to get two sets of new soft tyres. So we're going to try and get those on the car basically. So we need to look at our gaps. 22 seconds right now is Sainz, who's already made a stop. We're doing full push now. Giovinazzi will be able to do a little bit more because he has more battery power. But we'll come in. Hopefully, my hope is in these next few laps. Maybe not Sainz, given that he's already stopped, but Bottas, Tsunoda. I'd like to be ahead of them if I could. And then we'll come in and we could, in theory, do it on the same lap, but I don't necessarily know that we want to do that. But we'll see exactly what we can do here. But yeah, I just think they're that much quicker. Getting 2 soft tyres, 22 seconds, making up 2 seconds a lap goes very, very quickly, doesn't it? So I think, given that in general pace it's going to be that much quicker again than the hard tyre, I think it's going to work out okay. But anyway, I'll bring you back for the pit stops, and hopefully we'll have our nice little 22-second gap. Alright, we're going to bring Piastri in this lap. He is getting towards the end of his tyres, so we don't want to leave him out a little bit too long here. Now, he is currently 6 seconds off the lead, so that's 28 seconds that he needs. So he's right around Pourchaire and Leclerc. Now, Pourchaire has just come in the pits, and he's put on a hard tyre. So, yeah, we are making an extra stop compared to those around us, but let's hope it works out. Off on go, please. 2.3. Oh, I remember the days when we were happy with under 3 seconds. Alright, so Piastri does come out ahead of Leclerc, does he?
So focus on just bringing your tyre temperatures back under control.
So that is good. We can probably go aggressive on the tyres. We want to try and make up as much as we can here, of course. Then Giovinazzi can probably do another lap after this one. His 22 seconds right now is about Carlos Sainz. So let's do this now. So a soft tyre. Next lap. And yeah, it was pointed out to me in the comments that Piastri doesn't hold on to his tyres as well as Giovinazzi does. His smoothness attribute is a little lower. So that explains why he's probably not able to use the tyres quite as much. But yeah, it's not looking anyway too bad right now. It's just going to be so people that have come out onto a hard tyre will need to keep an eye. I think Pourchaire is going to be front of those guys, yeah. And we did have a fairly good gap over him anyway, and then Norris is going to be the other one, isn't he, when he comes into pits. I can't believe that Russell's still got a soft tyre. He must be trying to one-stop. But yeah, I mean, he's so slow. Just coming to the pits. I don't understand what he's doing. Anyway, we've got a yellow flag here. Multiple cars have crashed. Piastri appears to be okay. What has happened, we're coming into the pits. It would be a perfectly timed safety car for Giovinazzi. Oh, it's Pourchaire. So the lead hard tyre runner right now has, well, not quite sure what's happened there, but someone's got damage. But let's focus back in on Giovinazzi's pit stop here, and let's hope that we do get a good one. He should come out around about Carlos Sainz, although that would now be Oscar Piastri as he's got past. Let's see where we come out. There's an Alpine, so that's Ocon. And Piastri is a little ways behind, is he? Yeah, a little ways behind. So that's not too bad right now. The question becomes, can we make up the time for the extra stop? Look at 32. Surely we're going to be quick enough to make this up. Alright, so Russell and Ocon have pitted from in front of us, which just leaves Norris and Verstappen. Now, we're already only 8 seconds behind Norris, with Giovinazzi 11 with Piastri. So we're already, Piastri's halfway to the extra pit stop, and he's almost caught him. So I think I'm getting more confident about how this is going to work out. Now, this is all very dependent, of course, on safety cars and red flags, and we know that they always go against us. But, yeah. So Norris just did a 35.8, a 35.7, and a 32.8. So that's 3 seconds a lap faster Giovinazzi is right now. That is insane pace. Oh, we're going to catch him before he even stops. So we have caught Verstappen in a lap, and any second now I suspect we're just going to cruise straight past. And we've got 1 stop each to make still. So, yeah, we're only 2 seconds behind, or 3 seconds behind Lando Norris with Giovinazzi. It is, there's Norris there. We're absolutely flying. We might even just harvest up while we're here, you know, but it is that much under control. We might even be able to get an overtake done whilst we're harvesting. And that would be something, wouldn't it? This is the championship lead-up. And we almost couldn't be going any slower behind him, and we're crawling all over his gearbox. This is brilliant. And here indeed, whilst harvesting, is the overtake up the inside, DRS assisted. But very, very nicely done. Gio up to second. Just Norris in front now. Alright, so Verstappen is put into the pits just as Piastri overtook him. Oh, battery is charged. I was having a panic attack then. Why is it all slowing down? So yeah, we're second and third right now. Norris will be coming into the pits and he's second, you would imagine. And then what we will be doing is, with our nicely charged batteries, we'll be trying to sort of cancel out the effect of his new tyres as much as possible. And then, as you can see, I've sort of got ours with a push on a soft tyre, so we know where we need to get to. But we're well on track to be able to do that with both cars. So, yeah, it's all going very, very nicely just now. All right, and Norris has indeed just come into the pits. So let's see if he puts on a hard tyre. Verstappen went for a soft, so Verstappen's going to try and come home soft. Or is he going to try and take that soft tyre to the end? Which in theory he could do, a 31.8 for Russell. Let's see what Norris does. So Norris is on a soft tyre as well. Presumably they're going to try and go to the end. I mean, that's got to be the assumption, doesn't it? Norris is 18 seconds back of the lead-up. So we want to try, and so we'll deploy, because what we want to try and do is make sure that his tyres, he's going to be rapid, like he's going to be absolutely rapid. He'll be doing the 31s, 32s. We need Giovinazzi just making sure that there's as little time loss as possible, and then we will come out and on our soft tyres and hopefully be able to blow everybody away. That's the plan. Let's see if it works out. Oh, we've got a red flag, and for once, a red flag is going to suit us because everybody's made their stops except us, and we're going to be coming back on the front row of the grid. Thank you, Yuki. Always did like you, mate. He stuck it in the wall, bounced back on the track, red flag. Here we go.
I'm an idiot.
Now, the pressure here is don't stuff this up. Don't stuff this up. We have a new soft tyre. Is a new soft tyre... I mean, if it's the choice between a hard and a soft, you have to go with the new soft, don't you? So that's what we'll do. We'll do that on both cars. And here we go. So let's try this again. An all-red front row. And it just needs to be a little bit sensible, doesn't it? Verstappen is back where he started in 9th, so that's great to see. Alright, now what we don't want to do is be too silly and aggressive here with our tyres. So yeah, a soft tyre will go to the end. So that's absolutely brilliant. We've got off the line first and second. We will deploy with you, Oscar. And hopefully, Oscar's not going to let Leclerc pass. Looks like he's done just about enough there. And the plan here is just drive off into the distance. There's going to be no DRS, of course, for 2 laps. Ideally, Piastri would be in Giovinazzi's DRS, or at least break the DRS to Leclerc, which we're very, very close to doing, actually. Now, as everybody else, he's on a medium, so there's a bit of a mixture between mediums and softs. But as long as we treat the softs okay, we can see on Oscar's and his tyre wear is worse, they'll get us there. Oh, I'm so happy for once, how many times have red flags gone against us, and for once, the red flag has gone our way. Oh, it's just feels good, doesn't it? Alright, now we have effectively called off the race. I did check, Giovinazzi is kind of well ahead of Piastri in the standings, so it looks as though he's going to be our man, though I really want Piastri to get his first win, but we don't want to preempt things too much. So we just don't want to crash, basically. This is a potentially very good race for us over Red Bull, so we want to make sure that we get that result. And so yeah, we've pulled it off. Essentially, Piastri's been told not to fight his teammate. Now we are just making sure George Russell there in third is at sort of arm's length. Lap times, we're just edging away ever so slightly. Norris is right there with him. But if we look at tyre life, all their tyres on the soft tyres are worse than us all the way down to Pourchaire. who is not going to trouble us from 10th. So, yeah, we just, Piastri is just sort of watching his tyre life as well. We're just trying to help him stay away from the back a little bit of Giovinazzi. Just got to make sure that the tyre temps don't go to cold, because that could be a lock-up and take us both out. Now, anybody else getting Logan Sargent's flashbacks from the kicking Haas days? That's what we don't need right now, isn't it? But, yeah, I think, and I'm hoping, and cross everything, this might just be a little bit of cruise to the end. And what we might do, actually, is let's have a sneaky bid for fastest lap with Giovinazzi. Now, to do that, we'll need to make sure Piastri is going to somewhat stay with him. But let's just see if we can go and nick that point off Red Bull as well. So let's go to the timing screen here and see how we do. So Verstappen has just set it at a 31.7. Let's see if Giovinazzi can go and better that. And we would have the option of having another go at it with Piastri as well. We've done a green first sector, but nothing more than that. Piastri, mate, you might just need to stay in the DRS, Oscar. We don't need you dropping out of that. It looks like he is going to drop out of that, in truth. That's okay. We can slow up Giovinazzi and get him back in there. So we've only gone green. Can he pull out a big last sector, Giovinazzi, and nail this fastest lap? Is that the battery gone? And he has done it! Go on, Giovinazzi, a 31.0. He's only just nicked that off Verstappen, hasn't he? What of his Verstappen's? Oh, it's gone already. I think he's only just got it, but he has got it. And now he needs to watch his tyres. Very much needs to watch his tyres. Alright, we are coming around to start the last lap. There is that little voice inside me that says, let him race for the last lap. But we actually kind of really want to do it. But anyway, here we go. 1 lap to go. It's 8 seconds, 8.5 seconds back. Yeah, we've just had everybody covered today. Not quite sure why that is, or we'll take it. Bottas has had a spin, but I don't think he was scoring any points anyway. Perhaps annoyingly, Verstappen's got himself back up to 6th, though Sainz is right behind him. Hopefully the Alpines could get past him on the last lap. Russell is right behind Norris. Hopefully Norris will hold him up. But yeah, it has just been yeah, just a really good race. Now, I don't know if we had sort of stuck to the one stop, the red flag wouldn't have worked for us quite as well, because we had just seen that Norris and that had stopped. I do wonder if we had the pace in the car anyway to get the result. But here it is. It's a 1-2 in Miami for Ferrari. Giovinazzi wins with fastest lap. Piastri is second, and Daylight is third. It looks like Russell has got past Norris though, so that is a little annoying. But to make up for that, Ocon has got past Verstappen.
Taking it back.
So, first and second with fastest lap. We weren't quite on pole, were we? But second and third on the grid as well. That has been a pretty good race weekend, I would say. Let's have a look here what it does. So, Giovinazzi does indeed go above George Russell. Piastri sort of cements himself there into 4th. And the constructors, it's been a good race for us, that one, hasn't it? That has brought the championship back into play. That is, what, a 32-point gap we are behind them now. So that is, if we can keep chipping away. It's early in the season yet. There could still be time for us to do this. Pit stops. Oh, wow, look at this. We're going to win pit stops as well. We're up to 4th. 70. It would have taken us 100 years to get to 72 points a couple of seasons ago. But here we are. Absolutely flying. And, yeah, doing a wonderful job. And good pit stops, they just make all the difference, don't they, if you can rely on good pit stops. So, next up, 2 weeks away, is our first home race at San Marino. Let's hope we can back up that result there. There's going to be a new development period starting as well, so we'll try and get, they won't be on the car for this one, but we'll try and develop some new parts as well. And it's all looking very rosy at Ferrari. So I'll see you at Imola for the Emiliana Romagna Grand Prix. I kind of said that correctly. Anyway, I'll go and celebrate pronouncing it, and I'll see you next time. Take care.